Bonjour à tous. Hello, everyone, and bienvenue. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today for our 2023 AGM. First off, I want to take a moment to note our AGM sponsors: Nutrien, MNP, Royal Bank of Canada, CN Rail, Canadian Canola Growers Association, Fertilizer Canada, Farms, Railway Association of Canada, CropLife Canada, Canadian Produce Marketing Association, Spirits Canada, everyone had fun last night, and Ferrero Rocher. You probably found some snacks in your treat bag. So many thanks to all of you, our sponsors, for your valued support. I want to start with a land acknowledgement. Ottawa is built on unceded Anishinaabe Algonquin territory. The peoples of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation have lived on this territory for millennia. Their culture and presence have nurtured and continue to nurture this land. Some of you may have had the pleasure of hearing Chief Delorme speak at the Future of Food conference a couple of weeks ago. Excellent conference, thank you, FCC. Chief Delorme, he joked that he was confusing the interpreters because he spoke in Cree. So I just wanted to point out today, our interpretation is limited to French and English. And as I said earlier, I think everybody probably already has their headset. So we will now get on to the theme. This AGM's theme is Building a Resilient Future for Canadian Agriculture. A topic that's especially on point as I look across this crowd and see delegates from the APAS Youth Mentorship Program and OFA's Young Farmer delegates, amongst others. I believe if CFA is going to talk about the future of agriculture, it's important we walk the talk and have the actual future leaders of Canadian agriculture at our table. As CFA and our membership look to strengthen the up-and-coming presence of youth in our organizations, I think we have lessons to learn from these mentee programs and these young leaders. So welcome, young people. As we delve into resilience, we know Canada's farmers and supply chains have experienced an unprecedented amount of strain and disruption over the past few years. Extreme weather events, hurricanes, floods, droughts, these have damaged operations. Diseases like avian influenza continue to disrupt production and agri-food supply chains. And skyrocketing prices for essential inputs like fertilizer and fuel. These are just a few of the examples I'm naming. Through all of this, primary agriculture has shown incredible strength and resilience. These past years have been tough, and I'm sure many of us have felt close to buckling under these pressures more than once. But we are persevering, and we will continue forward. With global supply chains under immense strain, we need to build resilience in our systems. Learning from the School of Hard Knocks, Canada must pivot to focus on essential industries such as agri-food production to ensure that Canada can continue to feed itself, continue its role as a global food supplier, and ensure that our systems are strong enough to survive future disruptions. We know agri-food is more than just food produced in soil and must also apply the same learnings and focus to our fiber, fuel, aquaculture, and ornamental sectors. These outcomes can be accomplished only through collaboration, incentives, and policies that strengthen our systems, not diminish them. Agriculture has potential for growth that can be accomplished sustainably. Ours is one of the few sectors that can be a net carbon sink, providing agri-food products while acting as a powerhouse in the fight against climate change. Farmers often find themselves in reactive situations, forced to deal with the costs and consequences of climate change today, rather than being able to proactively invest in resilience in their futures in their operations for now and for the future. That is the difficulty in building resilience into systems. It often comes at a high price, potentially reducing profitability with no certain return on those investments. Building resilience can involve large upfront capital costs to prepare for hypothetical future events. The early days of COVID demonstrated the consequences of ignoring resiliency. We saw governments discover PPE supplies had expired, and then we watched them scramble to acquire more while every other country in the world was doing the same. We do not want to ever find ourselves in a similar situation with agri-food. Investing in resiliency is investing in our future. Farmers require support and incentives to invest in resiliency in their operation, especially in light of today's high inflationary environment. This requires collaboration between farmers and governments to leverage farm-level expertise to identify practical climate change mitigation measures that support building resilience without hampering production. At this year's AGM, we will be examining how we can build resiliency into our systems and the risks we should be making proactive efforts to mitigate and avoid. We do have an incredibly exciting lineup of political speakers with party leaders from every major party. While we have had to try to keep this a bit of a secret, I think you all now know that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau will be giving a key address here shortly. And he will be speaking in Minister Bibeau's stead, and he'll be taking questions from our members. I ask you, please, be conscientious of time when asking questions to all of the political leaders. Try to keep questions to 30 seconds. I've joked that the microphones will explode if you speak any more than 30 seconds. We have to make time for everybody to be able to ask their question. And I'm just kidding, security. It was a joke. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. I keep asking what I'm allowed to do, and they can say I can do anything I want, but I guess I'm testing that. Gisèle, you get it. I ask everyone as well, please be respectful to everyone we have invited here today. Refrain from taking photos or videos during the political speeches. We have a professional photographer, and we will distribute their photos to our members after the AGM. Also, if you need to leave the room, please keep your name badge with you, as you will not be allowed back in without it. And in closing, I have to say, bonjour, Madame Bibeau. I could not be more proud of our organization. CFA staff have pulled out all of the stops and organized an excellent event, and we have an amazing opportunity to come together to examine and identify solutions for the opportunities and pressing problems of today and the future.